The House of the Dragon Season 2 is just a month away, and they have just recently released a new trailer, another one after the black and green trailers. In this short teaser for the series, we got the chance to see the full body design of two unique and magnificent dragons. While they may not be the biggest or even be in the top 5 of the largest dragons of this franchise, they are still very important beasts with regard to the storyline of the show. These are Moondancer and Sunfyre, and so here in this video we will analyze the footage and come up with a size estimate for both of these dragons. So let's get to it. Let's start with the description of Moondancer. This small dragon called Moondancer is a slender pale green dragon with sleek long horns, a formidable crest and a very long tail. Her general coloration is greenish with pale, pearly highlights on different parts of her body and mainly on her wing membranes. As seen in the trailer, she is seen to be very quick and agile, capable of making high G turns mid-air, and in the books she is said to be very nimble both in the sky and on the ground. In the books she is also stated to be no larger than a warhorse and weight less than one, but here in the show she is clearly bigger, and that's why we are here today to discuss her size as well as Sunfyre's. Next, let's take a look at Sunfyre's description. This dragon was first seen in a short scene during Laenor Velarien's funeral in Season 1 and was not seen again for the rest of the runtime of Season 1. Here in the second season, he will be one of the star dragons as Aegon has usurped the throne, and with him as his mount and symbol of power. Sunfyre is a young adult dragon that is older than Vermax and Tessarion, but younger than some of the dragons aligned with the Blacks, such as Syrax and Meleys. Despite his youth, he quickly became a powerful and formidable creature. Sunfyre is distinguished by his radiant gold scales and pale pink wing membranes. His fire is stated to burn with a golden coloration. Archmaester Gildalin also once described him as the most beautiful dragon in recorded history, noting that his scales did not merely resemble gold, but truly looked like gold metal gleaming in sunlight. But as we all know, the show would show us something less and more realistic. Now, how big is Sunfyre? Judging by one of the scenes from the green trailer, released a couple of months back, the scene of him inside a dragon pit with his rider Aegon in front of him, he seems to be nearly as large as Rhaegal and Viserion from Game of Thrones. So here in this image, we will do our magic. We can see Aegon right in front of the dragon. The actor Tom Glencarney is 5 feet 8 inches. And so we will use a silhouette of a man that is slightly shorter at 5 feet 6 inches to do the estimation. As we can see here, the neck of Sunfyre, including a bit of the body till the start of the saddle, is 6 Aegons long, meaning 33 feet or 10 meters long. With that measurement, we can superimpose a scale on another image of him showing his full body, and then we get the proper estimate. Here we get a total of 108 feet or 33 meters from the snout to the tip of the tail. And in this other image of Sunfyre flying above King's Landing as a silhouette, we can also estimate his wingspan, and it seems to be around 145 feet or 44 meters wide. Now, using a similar method, we can estimate how big Moondancer is. First, we use this image of Baela Targaryen riding her in the new trailer. We will again place a silhouette of a man next to it for reference. Then we use the same silhouette to get the size of the neck of Moondancer, including her head, and it takes 3 6 feet long or 1.83 meters long silhouettes to get her neck length, including a bit of the back till the middle of the saddle. This is a length of 18 feet or 5.5 meters. And so in this next image, we will use that length as a size reference scale and superimpose these scales on the full body image of Moondancer. Here we have 3.8 full length scales of 18 feet length each, meaning that the pale green dragon of Baela Targaryen is around 68 feet long or 20.7 meters in length. And while this might seem a big number, we have to remember that Moondancer has a very long tail, which takes up more than 60% of the length. Using the same method, we can estimate the wingspan, which is roughly 100 feet or 30.5 meters wide. So in comparison to the other dragons, Moondancer is definitely larger than the smallest that was seen, which is Arax, maybe roughly the same size as Vermax, but sleeker in build. She would also be way smaller than the main dragons of the Blacks, which are Syrax, Meleys and Caraxes. On the other hand, Sunfyre is definitely longer than Vermax, Moondancer, Arax and even maybe Seasmoke by a bit, and might be around the same size as Syrax. These two golden dragons, Syrax and Sunfyre, symbolize the heirs to the throne of King's Landing, and they are roughly of the same size, with Cyrax being a bit bigger due to her being more robustly built. So Sunfyre is definitely smaller than Caraxes and Melees, that's obvious, and seems to rival the size of Rhaegal and Viserion from the last seasons of Game of Thrones. But this is our estimation, and not the officially released sizes, so take it with a grain of salt. It is important to remember that these two dragons are still very young in age. Sunfyre might be a bit older and might be considered as a young adult, but Moondancer is still a juvenile, an adolescent dragon that is just old enough to be ridden, just like Arax. The roles of these two dragons also differ quite a lot. While Sunfyre is mainly there as a symbol of power for the king and not really amongst the most powerful dragons, he still manages to get himself in quite a few fights and is a deadly fighter in the air. Moondancer, on the other hand, plays the role of a scout dragon and a messenger, even though she would be seen attacking soldiers of the Greens in the series and pursuing quite a few knights on horseback. See, even if she is small and not of fighting age against other dragons, she is still large enough to cause chaos amongst human soldiers and burn them to a crisp with her dragon breath. But anyway, that's that. Let's hope this second season is as good as the first one. Now, if you like this video, then watch this other one as well. And if you want to browse for other dragon content, then check out our channel. We might just have things we haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.